You know, I've got a 6'7" brother, and this is what I look like beside him.
Trying to get our height. Ladies and gentlemen, KPI pro tip. I'll duck down here for Tracy. Tracy Angwin, Australian Payroll Association.
Hello.
Pretty gangster, how you doing?
Very well.
Author of, oh shit.
Tracy's boobs.
Author of 2 books now. Thank you for your book. I don't have it here to show to the camera. I'll splice it in. I'll splice it in.
I've got a picture of Dan with it.
You're going to see a book right now. And there's another one. Payroll Revolution, and then Profit from Payroll.
Correct.
The new one looks sexier.
I like it. You can thank Gwen for that.
Go Gwen. Tracy, I want to talk to you about employing people, because you just had a conversation with me that kind of made me go, oh shit, that's a bit tricky. If you're listening and you're employing people, especially maybe people that are working from home or remotely, or if you're thinking of hiring your first person, what would you say?
Paperwork. So one of the things that I see a lot is I get calls from small business, and they say things like, you know, Fred started working for us, he's a butcher, and he was fine, and then he resigned because he wanted to travel around the world, and then he figured out he didn't have enough money, so he came back 3 months later. So now he does some more shifts and he's casual, and then we had to fire him because he's a dick. And then, anyway, now he's taking us for unfair dismissal. Can you help us with that? And my answer is, where's the paper trail? Where's the paperwork? And they go, paperwork? There's no paperwork. There's no contract, there's no termination letter, there's no termination acceptance, there's no re-employment, and there's no paperwork around the termination. So really, really hard to defend anything if someone makes a complaint to Fair Work, or if someone says that you aren't paying their super, and super guaranteed charge is really expensive if you don't pay super. It's really, really expensive to get out of that one. If there's no paperwork, really hard to defend.
And the law's always on the side of the employee.
Just always. It's up to you to prove. The Fair Work Act is one of 2 acts in Australia that the onus is on you to prove your innocence.
Yeah. So you're guilty.
Assumed guilty.
Assumed guilty. Tell them what you told me about the whole people working remotely and stuff.
Yeah, so if you've got people working remotely, which a lot of small business do, you've got to be really across workers' comp laws. So, for example, if someone works from home and you haven't actively proven that you have been proactive about their work environment, and then they fall over their step and break their leg and are off for 8 weeks, your workers' comp insurer is going to go, bad luck, sunshine.
Full on.
Yeah.
Like full on. And so, you know, we advocate a lot of the remote working and using contractors and all that sort of stuff. And even though you think you might be using a contractor, the rules around what makes them a contractor versus what they then claim as potentially an employee, depending on how much you're using them
absolutely.
and all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. As well. Contractors are a complete minefield. I'll give you a link to something I've got about how you can tell if someone's a contractor or an employee, because that's one you don't want to get wrong.
So, ladies and gentlemen, a bit of a pro tip wrapped here. If you were to sum it all up, like energetically, like there's a lot there. There's like, it kind of feels heavy. It feels out of my comfort zone. Like it feels like it's all really risky. What would you say? Because I mean, there's plenty of businesses out there that are running and successful and have heaps of teams.
Yeah, it is. You know what the thing is? What I do with my team, remember, I started not as an expert on the stuff either. I'm just really close to my team, and I really make sure I treat them well and respect them, and make sure that they are they're really well
cared for.
Well cared for.
Understood.
So if they've got a problem, they come to me first.
Yeah.
They're not going to call the ATO. They're not going to call Fair Work. For me, that's, from a small business point of view, outside of my expertise, that's what I would recommend.
So don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick. There's enough dicks in the world, we don't need any more.
You heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. This is a KPI pro tip, and that's it. That's all. Thank you.
It is hard though. You know, small business doesn't know what you don't know, and it's the government do not make it easy for you. It doesn't work.
Thanks, babe.
No worries.